Welcome to the New Day Podcast. I'm Pam Ford, Executive Director of New Day Employment Network. You can learn more about our work at newdayemploymentnetwork.org. Each month, we spotlight a Justice Alliance organization making meaningful change in our communities, supporting individuals impacted by the justice system and building pathways to opportunity. The Justice Alliance was created because I recognized a challenge. Too many organizations were working in silos, duplicating efforts, and missing opportunities to combine our strengths. We needed all hands on deck. And that's when the idea for the Justice Alliance was born. To bring this vision to life, I asked Lachey Hudson to lead the Alliance, to build connections, to break down silos, and ensure that every voice has a seat at the table. Today, we're highlighting Will Grundy Medical Center, a dedicated partner making a real impact in our community. Let's get into their story.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Justice Alliance podcast. The Justice Alliance is a subsidiary of the New Day Employment Network. The Justice Alliance is comprised of organizations to assist pre and post incarcerated individuals in their emergent need, such as health care, behavioral health, medical care, public aid, legal aid. And today I want to welcome one of the agencies that are on our Alliance Council. They have been doing remarkable work in this Joliet area, in Will County, and also in Grundy County. I want to welcome my friends from Will Grundy Medical Center, Ms. Sean Marconi. Come on. All right. Sean, Brooke, and Taylor. Let's welcome them, everyone. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Thank you for coming. Hello, hello, hello. And thank you for being on the Justice Alliance.
Thank you.
Yes, I want to get right into it. Tell me, Sean, let's start with you first. Tell us, what about you and the work behind what you do? I know you have a fantastic heart and you're famous all over, but tell us about the heart of what you do.
Behind the heart of what I do is a knowledge that everyone has potential to contribute to our society, to our community, and often individuals have many impediments to those contributions. Also, behind the heart of what I do is a belief that we all are a part of advancing human potential and belonging,
Sure.
so much so that Will Grundy actually has a center that focuses just on that, how to advance human potential and belonging, because we all have potential and we all belong. And also, behind what I do is the fact that I know oftentimes people don't get adequate or any health care at all.
That's true.
In fact, listening to a newscast earlier this morning, I found out that more than 50% of justice involved individuals have some type of intellectual disability. Wow. And so these individuals, in their childhood, they were denied and not provided the right type of therapeutic support, mental health support, support that will address their intellectual disability or their mental health challenges. And so that's a recipe. That is a recipe for incarceration.
Wow.
And that's a recipe, and that's what supports that prison pipeline, that from school to the jail cell.
Wow.
And so I know this exists, and I often describe myself as a freedom fighter. And so I am fighting for individuals to freely express themselves and have that support so that they can live up to their fullest potential and that they belong in this community. We've been operating in this space, providing health care for nearly 4 decades. A lot of the social services that we're providing are fairly new, maybe 5, 6 years old.
And that's what I want to ask Taylor about.
Yes.
Because I know Taylor, we met because she actually helped me with an individual one day who was unhoused. And she came, her and her partner, they were able to help me and get the person exactly what she needed. She was sleeping in the front of my office. And I didn't know what to do, but I did know who to call. And so Taylor showed up and she was able to assist. As a matter of fact, she already knew the person that was, involved. So tell me, I know you all are multifaceted, but for now we're focusing on our formerly incarcerated individuals. But who does this work serve, and what gaps do you intentionally try to fill?
So we serve the underserved. So basically individuals that are experiencing literal homelessness. We help individuals that are at risk of homelessness, and getting them connected to supportive services, or just being a helping hand, to support them on their journey. So the individual that you're specifically talking about, I wanted to address because she was really struggling. She had a lot of mental health needs,
Sure.
and a lot of things that were going on that we needed to address and get services to this individual, which we did. We were able to get them into a more stable living situation, being able to provide basic needs items, and get that individual to a point where they were at least off of the streets.
Okay.
So something that was a small win.
And thank you for that. And that's what, is so remarkable about the Will Grundy Medical Center, is because when you hear medical center, you automatically think just medical, physical medical. You don't think about mental health, behavioral health. You don't think about housing and placement or anything like that, but you all do it all. And
Because
that's what
it's
makes you
all
unique.
healthcare.
Yes.
It's all healthcare. Housing is healthcare.
Wow.
Yep.
Brooke, tell me about yourself and describe your organization and what you are most proud of.
So I guess the thing I'm most proud of is that I have the opportunity on a daily basis to provide people with their dignity back.
Wow. That's something.
And
That's
I do
really
that
something.
through, I think we do that through affirming their self-worth, building trust and rapport with our participants. I do a lot of it through self-disclosure of challenges that I've overcame.
Thank you.
And I think it gives our participants hope that it is possible. Change is possible. Opportunity is out there. And, yesterday doesn't matter.
Right.
Today, if I put enough good todays together in a row, that becomes my character.
And that's so crucial in the work that we do in the community, is lived experience. Because now you are a credible messenger. Now you would be able to help someone who, we don't have the lived experience that you do. You don't have the lived experience that we do. So you'll be able to touch a person in a way that we can't, and then we'll be able to touch people in a way that you can't. So I think that is extremely significant. And thank you for not being ashamed of your lived experience, and thank you for being able to share your lived experience. Sean, I want to ask you what challenges, because I know that you are the executive director of Will Grundy Medical. I wanted to know, because you are often out in the field, you're often behind the scenes, creating and building and holding it together, taping it together, and doing all that you can, so that the things that we don't see behind the scenes, keeping it all together so that the community can thrive. I wanted to know, what challenges do you see in the community that often go unseen or misunderstood, especially in the reentry community?
I think the housing piece is very much misunderstood. I think that oftentimes individuals' backgrounds are an impediment to housing. I think the fact that we are in a housing crisis right now, and again, I just want to reiterate, housing is healthcare. It is very difficult for our returning citizens to re-enter the community if they don't have adequate housing, if they're unable to manage chronic illnesses. We had a gentleman who, when we put this individual in shelter, it was hotel shelter. He was just out of prison. He was living in an old car. And when we told him, because of his healthcare challenges, because he had several, and they were apparent, that he was undertreated while in prison, and so he came out of prison, had been in prison for 30 years. He was an older, nearly elderly gentleman with multiple chronic conditions, and he was living in a car. And so when we encountered him and we told him, sir, it is apparent that you're struggling with many different illnesses. We want you in healthcare. We want you to get some healthcare. But also the fact that you have all of these chronic conditions, chronic and acute, we don't think you'll be successful in getting healthcare treatment without housing first. Now, we could not offer him true housing, but we were able to place him in our medical respite program.
Okay, and what is that?
Well, medical respite is short-term shelter. It's non-congregate shelter. It's usually hotels or single-room occupancy situations where individuals who are being released from the hospital or who are currently battling major illness, kidney failure, heart disease, cancer, major surgery. They are placed in a unit, and it's single unit occupancy. So it's a hotel room or a one room, and they're provided with wraparound case management services, a housing success plan. Our plan is to transition them to housing, provide case management, medical support, meals are provided as well. It's a short time of really intensive services with the aim to set this person up with the tools so that they can succeed in the community on their own, so that they can return, get back to work, get back to school if that's what they want to do.
I'm glad you said that, because when you mentioned the person from reentry, you guys offer an extensive behavioral health and trauma-informed care.
Yes.
And when individuals are being released from incarceration, they suffer from post-incarceration syndrome. That is a thing. And not only does the individual succumb to the post-incarceration syndrome, so does the family or their environment. So it's not only just about the individual, it's about everyone around them.
Right.
Do you all offer any kind of care, or did you offer any care to the gentleman, behavioral health or trauma-informed care, specifically because, or that he can, was a plan geared towards post-incarceration syndrome?
Absolutely. So we offer trauma-informed, evidence-based therapeutic methods in order to support individuals who are returning citizens, reentering the community. We provide those services. We also have a pretty robust psychiatric program as well.
Oh.
So we're providing the medical interventions, but I think most importantly is those therapeutic interventions, the counseling, the therapy, the group therapy. I think that's where we're going to see our highest impact. So we provide all of those services.
Wonderful.
All of our team members are trained in trauma-informed care.
That's what I want to hear from your team members. I want to know, what is the most rewarding part of your job? And then when people think about the Will Grundy Medical Center, what do you want them to think about you, and what do you want them to think about when a person hears the Will Grundy Medical Center? What would you like them to think about?
Well, I'll just start off by saying that we use a holistic approach. So we look at the person as a whole, and we kind of figure out what it is that they need or what supports they need and how we can kind of better serve that individual. So we think of the whole person, not just one specific thing that they may be needing, and we don't assume what the individual may need. So we take it from ground one or ground zero. We go 1, 2, 3, all the way up until they have all the services that they're needing. So we try not to judge the individual.
Wonderful.
And yeah, just providing the trauma-informed, the harm reduction approach, making sure that the individual feels welcome, making sure that they know that they can come to Will Grundy Medical Clinic if they're in a crisis or they just want to stop in and say hello.
Okay.
All in between. We want to make sure that the individual is comfortable, they feel safe, and that they're getting what they need at Will Grundy Medical Clinic.
And where is Will Grundy Medical Clinic?
We're located at 213 East Cass Street, Joliet, Illinois, 60432.
Brooke?
So, like Taylor said, it's just, being a safe place, being somebody that they know that they can count on to answer the phone, to take care of what we say, to connect the dots for them. Because my background is addictions. I was an addictions counselor prior
Excellent.
to working for Grundy Medical Clinic. I do have experience with incarceration. I do have experience with addiction. I do have experience with homelessness. So having the empathy and knowing that change is possible and trying to convey that to them is the greatest thing. Giving back, it not only I think helps them, but it helps me.
And it helps me too, because those who have not been incarcerated, you are a voice that can help those who have the funding, those who have the more degrees than a thermometer, those who want to be in a part of incarceration. But the greatest part is you really cannot be successful if we don't hear from someone who have your lived experience. You have the voice, you have the ear, you have the experience to be able to let us know, those who do want to help but have never been incarcerated, you can inform us on actually how to help. We can always say, a person in this community needs this, that, or the third, but we don't really know what you need unless we ask.
Right.
Give me the number to, as we wrap up, give me the number to Will Grundy Medical, please, and how, again, that address to how people can find you all, please.
So our main number is 815-726-3377. However, we have a street outreach line that
It's 815-426-4447 for any street outreach, unsheltered questions, or general supportive services questions.
Wonderful. And lastly, how can community partners, supporters, or listeners engaging, how can we support you, the Will Grundy Medical Center?
number one, come down and volunteer. We have lots
Volunteer.
of volunteer opportunities. All of our physicians are volunteer. We need volunteer.
Wait.
dentists.
Say that one more time, please.
All of the physicians are volunteer, and that is because Will, Grundy, and Kendall counties are generous communities where people give back, and so that's why we're able to operate.
So you're telling me that people can come and get free health care and the doctors aren't paid thousands and thousands of dollars and the bill is not on the constituent?
No, absolutely not.
Wow. Did y'all know that?
Or the medications.
Did y'all know that? This is how you can support. Volunteer.
Volunteer.
Volunteer your time, volunteer your money,
Yes.
volunteer your expertise. So I want to thank you all for coming, and you have to come back because we're having a round table. So please come back, and thank you for coming. Thank you so much. Thank you for all you do.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you, Will Grundy Medical Center, for sharing your work, your impact, and your commitment to our community. And thank you to Lachey Hudson for your continued leadership of the Justice Alliance in guiding these powerful conversations. At New Day Employment Network, we are proud to host these Spotlight series and elevate organizations helping individuals rebuild, reconnect, and thrive. To learn more about our work, upcoming events, or to connect with the Justice Alliance partner, visit newdayemploymentnetwork.org. Be sure to join us next month as we highlight another Justice Alliance partner doing transformational work. Thank you for listening to the New Day Podcast.